diving into the wild world of an alien race called the Cornersue, and trust me, they're not your average space travelers. But hey, I'll let the video do the talking. Let's get into it.
Hexfang Prime was born in the aftermath of the Cornersue Civil War on the dying planet Mulosalle. His region was obliterated, leaving him an orphan in a harsh world where survival meant learning to fight before he could speak. His memories are a blur of smoke, violence, and the constant threat of death. His childhood was marked by solitude and the grim reality of constant war. An elder scavenger took him in briefly, teaching him the art of survival. The elder's lessons were simple yet profound. Endure, observe, strike only when certain. These lessons shaped Hexfang Prime into a quiet but deadly figure, more focused on securing survival than on any lofty ideals. At the age of 12, Hexfang Prime was recruited by the Cornersue Black Operatives, a secretive faction within the Cornersue military trained in silent warfare. Here, he was pushed to the brink of his limits, both physically and psychologically. His sensory enhancements were fused with his body, making him a perfect hunter. The Shadow Doctrine became his creed: to kill swiftly, invisibly, and without hesitation. At the height of his career, Hexfang Prime was thrust into leadership when his predecessor Vraxin the Cold was killed in battle. Forced into the role of commander, Hexfang Prime struggled with the weight of the responsibility but rose to the challenge, leading his forces with ruthless precision. Under his command, his unit became an unstoppable force, feared across the galaxy. Hexfang Prime has been dispatched to Earth to capture or eliminate its most powerful individuals. The Cornersue believe Earth's inhabitants hold the key to advancing their technology, and Hexfang Prime has been tasked with harvesting them. However, as he interacts with Earth's heroes and witnesses their diverse forms of power, he begins to question whether his mission is just or whether there is a path for redemption beyond endless conquest. Kelrix is one of the leading minds behind the Cornersue's technological ascension. He specializes in bioengineering, seeking to advance the species beyond their biological limitations. His work on Hexfang Prime's enhancements, including his adaptive armor and sensory systems, has been instrumental in making Hexfang Prime the formidable force he is today. While Kelrix is obsessed with technological evolution, he views Hexfang Prime as a living example of his ambitions, seeing him as both a subject for experimentation and a powerful ally. Tharok is a brutal powerhouse, a hulking figure whose sheer physical strength makes him a fearsome ally in any battle. While Hexfang Prime may rely on his own strategic mind and stealth, Tharok is the hammer that smashes through enemy defenses when things get up close and personal. Tharok and Hexfang Prime have fought side by side in numerous engagements. And though the Enforcer respects Hexfang Prime's command, he believes in solving problems with sheer force. Vortza is an experienced and brilliant tactician who provides Hexfang Prime with strategic counsel during his operations. As a member of the Cornersue's merit-based ascendancy, Vortza has risen through the ranks based on his intellectual prowess and mastery of battlefield strategy. He is not a frontline warrior, but excels in the planning and coordination of large-scale operations, often advising Hexfang Prime on the best course of action in their pursuit of conquest and technological ascension. Zorkel is a shadowy figure, much like Hexfang Prime, a fellow product of the Black Operatives program. Trained in the deadly art of assassination and sabotage, Zorkel is known for his ability to infiltrate, eliminate targets, and disappear without a trace. He operates in the shadows, quietly eliminating threats before they even realize they're in danger. His loyalty to Hexfang Prime is unshakable, forged through their shared history of military training, brutal survival, and the desire for survival in the harshest of circumstances. The Cornersue are an ancient, bioengineered, predatory race hailing from the dying world of Mulosalle. Once dominant and resource-rich, their planet is now in decay, ravaged by internal war, environmental collapse, and technological excess. Born into a culture of discipline, conquest, and survival, the Chronosu are defined by a singular obsession: technological ascension. Their ultimate goal is to transcend flesh and weakness, merging their biological prowess with perfected machine evolution. Governing system: merit-based ascendancy. Advancement is earned only through victory on the battlefield, in labs, or through strategy. Failure is punished swiftly and publicly. Dominion class: the elite commanders, scientists, tacticians, and circle of Dominion members. Warfang class: frontline warriors, assassins, and enforcers. Hexfang Prime emerged from this class. Forge-bound engineers, researchers, and cyberneticists. Ashburn, the lowest class, often made up of orphans, war survivors, or disgraced bloodlines. Youth training: orphans and younglings are raised in combat wombs or survival gauntlets. Early training focuses on stealth, hunting, and pain resistance. Hexfang Prime rose through this brutal path. Biomechanical integration: most Chronosu are part organic, part machine. Technology is grafted into their bodies, some as tools, others as weapons or sensory organs. Void tether drives: used in intergalactic travel. These drives fold space using bio-cybernetic pulses, allowing ships to skip across vast distances. Piloting these requires neurosynchronization with the ship's AI. Living armor: worn by elite warriors. It is symbiotic, reacting to the wearer's emotions and injuries. Hexfang Prime's armor adapts in real time to its threat environment. Shadow cloaks: stealth technology used by assassins and scouts. The cloak absorbs sound, light, and heat, rendering the wearer nearly undetectable. Beliefs and ideology: technological ascension. The Chronotsu believe that through the perfect fusion of machine and mind, they can escape the decay of their biology and ascend to a higher form of existence. Flesh is seen as temporarily useful but ultimately flawed. Conquest as evolution. To evolve, one must dominate. They do not just wage war, they harvest the genetic, psychic, and technological strengths of their enemies to integrate and adapt. Honor and utility. Glory lies not in showmanship, but in results. A silent kill is worth more than 1,000 roars. Weaknesses: emotional inflexibility. Their culture suppresses creativity and emotional intuition, making them vulnerable in diplomatic or unpredictable scenarios. Dependency on tech: over-reliance on biomechanical enhancements has weakened some natural instincts. A Chronosu without tech support is powerful, but not invincible. Isolation is pride. They rarely ally with outsiders, often believing other species are too primitive or soft. This arrogance can blind them to threats beyond raw force. Current galactic status: the Chronotsu are in the late stage of imperial expansion. Their homeworld, Mulosalle, is nearing collapse, prompting urgent resource extraction and colonization efforts. Earth, with its psychic anomalies and resilient metahuman population, is seen as a priority target not just for conquest, but for harvesting power to fuel their failing empire. Mulosalle was once a world of impossible beauty, towering and crystal mountains, oceans that glowed with bioluminescent life, and cities grown, not built, from organic alloys. But centuries of war, genetic experimentation, and aggressive strip mining have rendered the planet a fractured echo of its former self. The surface is now a mix of barren wastelands, irradiated battlefields, and biomechanical megastructures that pierce the stratosphere like the fossilized ribs of dead gods. The only thriving zones are the Vault City's heavily fortified bastions where the elite reside, fed by harvested energy from what remains of Mulosalle's core and its dying sun. Climate and environment. Atmosphere: thin and corrupted, requiring filtration for non-Chronosu. Oxygen is chemically reinforced via spire-based air processors. Surface: shattered continents, biomechanical sprawl, deep technochasms. Frequent electrical storms due to planet-wide energy bleed. Biodiversity: 85% extinction. Remaining fauna are either domesticated, weaponized, or mutated beyond recognition. Terraforming status, declared unsalvageable by the Dominion Scientific Corps, though rumors persist of forbidden restoration research. Planetary regions of note? The Silent Scar, a massive canyon carved during the Chronosu civil purge, said to hold crypts of failed prototypes and traitorous factions. The Shadow Spire, a collapsed orbital elevator that now functions as a prison labyrinth. Some whisper it's where broken Chronatsu minds are reprogrammed. The Searing Wastes? The irradiated remnants of a civil war's last stand. Still burns with residual energy, suggests ghosts to past weapons flare into being unpredictably. Thronexus, capital of the Chronosu Empire. A sentient city interfaced with the minds of the ruling circle. Grows and shifts based on the will of those in power. Collapse status. Estimated time to total system failure, 73 cycles approx, 108 Earth years. Causes: overharvesting of core minerals, civil wars between rival technocracies, weaponized dimensional experimentation, bioviral entropy from failed splicing trials.
If you've stayed this long, I appreciate it. New to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. Been here before? Thanks for coming back. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Every morning when you wake up and stare into that mirror, understand this: the one staring back is your savior, your soldier, your comeback story. That reflection, that's the one who's gonna drag you out the dirt, wipe the blood off your face, and tell you, stand up. We ain't done yet. Keep pushing. Keep rising. You got this.